Hello guys, welcome back to the channel. Today we are stepping into the world of the Smiths, and we are listening to an album I've been meaning to actually experience it properly for a long time. Meat is Murder. Now I want to be completely honest with you guys before we start. I'm not coming into this album knowing nothing about the Smiths. I know the band, I know the reputation, I know Morrissey's voice. I know Johnny Marr is considered one of the most important guitarists of his generation. But when it comes specifically to this album, I've only heard just one song, and that song is "Well, I Wonder." Yeah, that's literally the only song from Meat is Murder that I have heard before. So everything else you're about to see, this is me hearing it for the first time, and that's actually what makes this excited because I have no idea what the rest of the album sounds like. I don't know whether Well, I Wonder represents the album, or whether it's actually the complete opposite of what I'm about to hear. And judging by the title, Meat is Murder, I'm already expecting this album to have something to say, but I don't want to go into it with assumptions. I want to experience it, the sadness, the humor, the guitar work, the lyrics, the weirdness, whatever, emotional roller coaster the Smiths are about to take me on. I'm definitely ready. So if you've been waiting for me to finally dive into this album, today is definitely the day. Hit that like button, subscribe if you're new on here, and tell me in the comments which song from this album, Meat is Murder, you think is going to surprise me the most. Let's find out. Yeah, before we press play, I'm looking at 9 songs here. Yes, this album spans a little over 39 minutes and 53 seconds. Yeah, so we better not waste any more time. The first song off of this album is titled The Headmaster Ritual. Let's take a listen, guys. Okay, this sounds good. Sounds so jangly. Whoa. Okay. Woo. Yeah. Woo.
Belligerent goons run Manchester schools, spineless swine, cemented minds. Salaries the troops, jealous of you, same old suit since 1962. Because the military two-step down the nape of my neck. I wanna go home, I don't want to stay.
Yeah.
Give up education is a bad mistake. Midweek on the playing fields, surf watch you on the knees you in the groin, elbow in the face. Bruises bigger than dinner plates. I wanna go home, I don't wanna stay.
Yeah. Okay. Nice. I love the instrumentation. So bright, jangly. Yeah. Woo. I'm hearing this bass in there. Sounds so good, guys.
Belligerent ghouls run Manchester schools, spineless
Yeah.
I got this terrible cold coming on. He grabs and devours. He kicks me in the showers. Kicks me in the showers and he grabs and devours. I want to go home. I don't want to stay. La, 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 yeah. La, 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 yeah. La, 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 la,
Yeah. 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 Guys, the Headmaster Ritual. I cannot believe that we are actually starting with this. I wasn't expecting that opening guitar. I mean, there is something almost beautiful about it. But I feel like underneath the beauty there is tension. And then Morrissey's voice comes in, and immediately I know this isn't going to be a conventional, sort of album. I mean, there's this strange contrast between the music and the lyrics. The guitar absolutely sounds, almost inviting. I mean, the subject matter, not so much, and I think that's going to be one of the, defining characteristics, of the Smiths. They are able to make, something musically beautiful whilst, talking about something uncomfortable. I really like, Johnny Marr's guitar here. I mean, it's bright, it's jangly, but there's a bit of darkness, underneath it. The guitar almost feels brighter than the story, being told. And Morrissey, he delivers the lyrics, with this almost detached sort of quality. I love the fact that he's not screaming. I love the fact that he's not trying to sound angry. He's almost telling you the story like he's already accepted how strange and terrible it is. That actually makes it more unsettling. And the further the song goes, the more I actually realize this isn't simply a catchy alternative rock song. There is anger, there is frustration in there, there's commentary, and there is very specific British atmosphere that I wasn't expecting. I mean, the music is incredibly melodic, but the subject matter, I feel like keeps pulling me back. This is definitely a strong opening. Not necessarily because it's uncomfortable, not necessarily because it's comfortable, but because it immediately tells me, dude, pay attention. Yeah, I loved it. Let me know what you think about it. Moving on to track 2. This one is titled Rusholme Ruffians. Okay, let's go. Okay.
Ooh. The last night of the fair, by the big wheel generator, a boy is stopped when his money is grabbed and the air hangs heavy like a gull in wine. She is famous, she is funny, an engagement ring doesn't mean a thing to a mind consumed by brass and money.
Ooh. Yeah. Like this.
And the boy will come alone, the night will come alone.
Yeah, I'm loving the bass.
Love is still too foul.
Bass there is crazy.
The last night of the fair, from a seat on a whirling waltzer, the skirts skirt a sense for a watching eye. It's a hideous trait on a mother's side. From a seat on a whirling waltzer, a skirt a sense for a watching eye. It's a hideous trait on a mother's side.
Yeah.
And though I walk home alone, I walk home alone, but my faith in love is still devout. Then someone falls in love and someone's beaten up, and the sense of being dulled are mine. And someone falls in love and someone's beaten up, and the sense of being dulled are mine.
Oh, okay. That voice.
And though I walk home alone, I might walk home alone, but my faith in love is still devout.
Yeah.
This is the last night of the fair, and the grease in the hair of a speedway operator is all a tremulous heart requires. A schoolgirl is denied. She said, how quickly would I die if I jumped from the top of the parachute? This is the last night of the fair, and the grease in the hair of a speedway operator is all a tremulous heart requires. A schoolgirl is denied. She said, how quickly would I die if I jumped from the top of the parachute?
Yeah. Ooh.
So scratch my name on your arm with a fountain pen. This means you really love me. Scratch my name on your arm with a fountain pen. This means you really love me. And though I walk home alone, I just might walk home alone.
Okay.
But my faith in love is still devout. I might walk home alone, but my faith in love is still devout. I might walk home alone, but my faith in love is still devout.
Guys, the voice. Vocals is crazy. I mean that in the best way. I have to say this as a completely different personality. That's just right off the bat. Listening to this one for the first time, the guitar immediately makes me smile. There's something almost playful about it, and then Morrissey's lyrics comes in, and suddenly I'm not sure whether I'm supposed to laugh or feel sorry for somebody. That's very, very interesting. The song has this strange mixture of humor and a bit of darkness. The instrumentation sounds almost cheerful, but the story underneath it has this slightly grim quality, and I think that is what I'm starting to appreciate about the Smiths. They don't just separate sadness and humor, put them right next to each other. Sometimes in the same sentence. The rhythm is absolutely fantastic. Johnny Marr, his guitar has so much movement, and I love the fact that it's not just sitting here playing chords. It's constantly giving the song character, and honestly, this feels like one of those songs where you could easily get distracted by the melody and completely miss what Morrissey is actually saying. I mean, I'm going to have to listen to this particular song once again, because I feel like there is a lot going on. But yeah, that will be off camera. Let me know what you guys think about it down the comment section. Moving on to track 3. This one is titled I Want the One I Can't Have. Ooh, what a title. Let's go.
On the day
Yeah. Woo.
Decides to try and catch up with your biology. Come round, 'cause I want the one I can.
Whoa, I want the one I can't have. And it's driving me mad. Wow.
Ooh. A double bed and a skyrock level for sure. These are the riches of the poor. And I want the one I can have, and it's driving me mad. It's all over my face.
Ooh. That sounds good.
A top kid who sometimes swallows nails, raised on prisoner's aid. He killed a policeman when he was 13, and somehow that really impressed me. It's written all over my face. Oh, these are the riches of the poor.
Yeah.
These are the riches of the poor. I want the one I can't have, and it's driving me mad. It's written all over my face. On the day that your mentality catches up with your biology. And if you ever need self-validation, just meet me in the alley by the railway station. It's all over my face.
All right, guys. The third song, I want the one that I want the one I can have. Guys, I have to say right off the bat, I can totally relate to the title already. I mean, who hasn't wanted something they couldn't have? And I mean, that is what makes this song immediately accessible. The opening has this melancholy quality that feels very, very Smith. The guitars sound beautiful, but there is this emotional distance in Morrissey's voice. I love the fact that he's not giving us some huge dramatic performance. He's almost calmly explaining his frustration, and somehow that makes it even more relatable, because Brew Longin doesn't always sound dramatic. Sometimes it's just sitting there thinking about something that you cannot have. The guitar work is absolutely gorgeous, I have to say, guys. I mean, there is a brightness to it that contrasts with the sadness in the lyrics. Again, that contrast, that's becoming one of my favorite things about this band. The music almost smiles whilst the lyrics are hitting, and I think that's a very, very different balance to pull off. This feels it actually feels like one of those songs that could hit completely differently depending on what kind of day you're having. I mean, if you're happy, you might enjoy the melody. If you are going through something, I feel like those lyrics in my head they might hit you right in the chest. Yeah, is all I'm trying to say. But let me know what you think about it, guys. I mean, first impressions, and after listening to the first three tracks, I'm thinking, I think I'm beginning to understand the Smiths, this band's in the formula, but I don't mean formula, in a negative, sort of way. It's almost like they've created their own emotional language. Johnny Marr gives you these beautiful beautiful, shimmering guitar arrangements, and then Morrissey, he comes along and says something that makes you go, wait, what? And somehow it absolutely works. The first three songs have already shown me three different sides. The Headmaster Ritual feels a little angry. Rusholme Ruffians feels strangely playful. I wonder when I can have this particular song feels a little vulnerable, and I mean we are only three songs in, so I'm really curious to know where this goes, because the one song I already know. Well, I wonder it's much more atmospheric and emotionally heavy than what I've heard so far. So I mean, which actually makes me wonder what kind of a journey is this album taking me on. Let's keep going. Moving on to track 4. This one is titled What She Said. Let's go. Okay.
What she said, how come someone hasn't noticed that I'm
Okay.
starting to bury me? God knows I'm ready, love, ready, What she said was sad, but then all the rejection she's had to pretend to be happy could only be idiocy, love, ready, What she said was not for the trouble lover that she never
Wow.
What she read, all heady books she didn't prophesize. It took a tattoo boy from Birkenhead to really open her eyes. What she read, all heady books she didn't prophesize. It took a tattoo boy from Birkenhead to really open her eyes. What she said, I smoke 'cause I'm hoping for an early death, and I need to cling to something. What she said, I smoke 'cause I'm hoping for an early death, and
Yeah.
I need to cling to something.
Okay. Wow. Wow. Okay, guys. So the fourth song, What She Said. And after listening to it, I have to be honest. I mean, this is darker. This one feels darker. The guitar, still has that, beautiful Smiths quality, but there's something much more, emotionally, uncomfortable underneath it. Morrissey's, vocal performance immediately grabs me. There's almost a sense of desperation, not screaming desperation, more like, someone, quietly falling apart. And that's difficult to, pull off. The lyrics feel deeply personal. There is isolation here. There is a bit of loneliness. A person trying to, communicate something that nobody around them, seems to understand. And I think that's where, the Smiths become really, really powerful. I mean, they don't necessarily write about extraordinary situations. They write about feelings that a lot of people actually experience, but don't always know how to articulate. That feeling of being misunderstood, of being emotionally stuck, of actually wanting somebody to understand you and realizing they don't. Musically, Johnny Marr's guitar, as always, is beautiful, it's gorgeous. It's almost too beautiful, for the subject matter. And, yet that's exactly why it works. The prettier the music becomes, the more painful the lyrics feel. This is probably the first track where I really stopped reacting and I just listened. Let me know what you think about this one down in the comment section, guys. Moving on to track 5. This one is titled "That Joke Isn't Funny Anymore." What a title. Let's go. Okay. Okay. We're headed somewhere, emotionally.
Time's tide will smother you, and I will too. When you laugh about people who feel so very lonely, their only desire is to die.
Ooh.
But I'm afraid it doesn't make me smile. I wish I could laugh, but that joke isn't funny anymore. It's too close to home and it's too near the bone. It's too close to home and it's too near the bone.
Yeah.
You ever know? When they fall down, when they fall down. When they fall down, when they fall down. When they fall down, when they fall down. When they fall down, when they fall down.
Yeah.
It was dark as I drove the point home, and I'm cold leather seats, well it suddenly struck me I just might die with a smile on my face after all. I've seen this happen in other people's lives,
In other people's lives. Okay.
in mine.
Really happening.
I've seen this happen
Yeah.
in other people's lives, now it's happening in mine. I've seen this happen in other people's lives, now it's happening in mine. I've seen this happen in other people's lives, now it's happening.
Seen this happen in other people's lives.
I've seen this happen in other people's lives, now it's happening in mine.
Yeah.
Happening in mine, happening in mine, happening in mine, happening in mine. I've seen this happen in other people's lives, now it's happening in mine, happening in
Yeah. Okay. That joke isn't funny anymore. Guys, after listening to this song, I have to say the title alone, told me we are headed into somewhere, emotionally different. And yeah, this is definitely more melancholic. The guitars have this, beautiful, almost floating quality, but the lyrics feel a bit tired. Like somebody who's reached the point where they don't want to pretend something is funny anymore. There is a real sense of emotional exhaustion here, and Morrissey's voice fits that perfectly. He sounds almost detached, but underneath that detachment there is a bit of pain. That's something I'm really starting to appreciate about him, as a vocalist. He doesn't always give you the emotions in the obvious way. Sometimes the lack of emotion actually becomes the emotion. That's that's powerful. The arrangement is also incredibly restrained. The Smiths don't need huge drums or giant production to actually create atmosphere. A guitar line, a bass, a voice, and suddenly you are inside somebody's head. This one is really going to require another listen, I must say. I mean, I feel like there is more here than I'm catching on the first pass. Yeah, but let me know what you guys think about it. Yeah, so we are done. We're actually done with the first half of this album. And I'm starting to understand why people become so emotionally attached to the Smiths. I mean, this isn't just sad music. That's too simple. There's humor, there's a bit of sarcasm, there's romance, there's frustration, there's loneliness, there's anger, and sometimes all those things seem to exist at the same time. That is what makes this so interesting. And Johnny Marr's guitar work, I have to say, is slowly becoming one of the biggest surprises for me. I expected good guitar playing. I didn't expect the guitar to be this emotionally important. It's almost like the music and lyrics have two completely different conversations. The guitar says everything is going to be okay, and Morrissey, he says no, it it isn't. And somehow that's the Smiths. Question for you guys though: which song on this album hit you emotionally the hardest the first time you heard it? And does that song still affect you the same way today? Because I'm only halfway through this album, and I'm already realizing this album is probably going to hit very differently depending on where you are in life. Yeah, but let's keep going. Yeah, track 6, this one is titled Nowhere Fast. Okay, let's go.
I'd like to drop my trousers to the world. I am a man of means, of slender means. Each household appliance is like a new silence in my town. And if the day came when I felt a natural emotion, I'd get such a shock I'd probably jump in the ocean. And when a train goes by, it's such a sad sound. It's such a sad thing.
Sounds good. Ooh.
I'd like to drop my trousers to the Queen.
Lovely
Every
day.
sensible child will know what this means. The poor and the needy are selfish and greedy on her terms. And if the day came when I felt a natural emotion, I'd get such a shock I'd probably jump in the ocean. And when a train goes by, it's such a sad sound. It's such a sad thing.
Okay.
I get such a shock I put me alive in the middle of the street at night. I lie down
Okay. Yeah. So this one, has a bit of energy, I must say. I mean, the guitars immediately, feel more aggressive. There is a little more, movement in the rhythm. And I actually like, this change because the album, could easily become emotionally heavy if, every song stayed in the same space. This one feels a bit restless, almost impatient. There is a sense of someone, who wants to, get away from, where they are. And I think that feeling, is incredibly relatable. Sometimes, you are not necessarily running towards something. You are just desperate to get away, from where you currently are. Morrissey's delivery works really, really well on this particular song. I mean, there is a bit of sarcasm, in it. There is a bit of frustration, but there is also humor, and that combination, actually keeps the song, from becoming depressing. I mean, Johnny Marr, this man's guitar, again, is doing something really, really interesting. I mean, it's bright, it's catchy, almost joyful, but underneath that, there is this feeling of dissatisfaction. I feel like that contrast is becoming the signature, of this album for me. I can already imagine you hearing the song in a packed room with everybody singing along. I mean, there is energy here, and after the emotional weight of the previous tracks, I feel like I needed that. Yeah. Let me know what you think about it. Moving on to track 7. This song, like I said, Well, I Wonder. This is a song I've heard before. I love it. And full disclosure, this is actually the song that introduced me to the Smiths. Yeah. So I'm super excited to be coming back to it. Let's take a listen, guys. Woo. Every time, guys. Every single time. Woo. Sounds so good. Woo. Yeah. Sounds so good, guys. Don't you agree? Woo.
Well, I wonder, do you hear me when you sleep? I hoarsely cry. Well, I wonder, do you see me when we pass?
Sounds good, guys. I love it.
Gasping, but somehow still alive. This is the fierce last stand of all I am. Gasping, dying, but somehow still alive. This is the final stand of all I am. Please keep me in mind.
Okay. Yeah. Ooh. My favorite part. Okay. This sounds good. Really good. Guys, this is my favorite part. I love it. Woo. Yeah. All right. Guys, this is the one. This is definitely the one. Yeah, like I said from the beginning, this is a song that actually introduced me to the Smiths. I mean, this is the only song, from the album I knew before today, and now I'm hearing it in context. And honestly, it feels completely different. I mean, before today, like I said, I heard What I Wonder, as this beautiful, melancholic, Smiths song. Now, after everything we've just gone through, it feels like the album, has been slowly preparing me for this moment. The opening, atmosphere immediately pulls me in. There is something almost dreamlike, about the guitar. I mean, I love the fact that it's delicate. Love the fact that, it's delicate, but, emotionally heavy. And Morrissey is in the voice. I feel like this is where I really, really understand why this song, stayed with me. I mean, there is a vulnerability here. I love the fact that it's not loud. I love the fact that it's not dramatic. It's almost whispered emotionally, like somebody who actually wants to, reach out, to another person, but isn't sure, whether they are going to be heard. And hearing it, after the rest of the album, makes that feeling much stronger. The song feels like loneliness turned into music. Guitar is beautiful, guys, absolutely beautiful. Johnny Marr, created this shimmering atmosphere around the vocals, and it felt almost like the music, was floating. This is, this is the moment where I actually stopped thinking about the album as a collection of songs. I'm starting to experience it emotionally, and now I'm thinking maybe I didn't fully understand this song before. That's one of the reasons I love full album listening. I feel like a context changes everything. Yeah, but let me know. You guys let me know what you also think about this song. Yeah, we're moving on to track 8. This one is titled Barbarism Begins at Home. Guys, what a title. What? Okay, let's go. All right, I love the instrumentation. Yeah. Okay.
Unruly boys who will not grow up must be taken in hand. Unruly girls who will not settle down, they must be taken in hand. A crack on the head is what you get for not asking. And the crack on the head is what you get for asking.
Okay.
Unruly boys who will not grow up must be taken in hand. settle down, they must be taking it round. A crack on the head is what you get for not asking. And a crack on the head
Okay.
is what you get for asking.
Yeah.
A crack on the head is what you get for not asking. And the crack on the head is what you get for asking. A crack on the head is just what you get why because of who you are. And a crack on the head is just what you get why because of what you are. A crack on the head because of the things you said when you said the things you did. I'm really going to when I grow, must be taking it now. I'm really going
Yeah.
to when I grow, they must be taking it
Wow. Loving the bass. Yeah. Wow. Woo. It's funky. The bass is, I love it. Yeah. Guys, what just happened? I mean, we just went from one of the most emotionally delicate songs on the album to this groove. This was funky. I mean, the bass immediately jumps out, and suddenly the Smiths sound like a completely different band. I'm actually smiling. You guys already saw. I was just smiling all the way through because this was unexpected. I mean, the bass definitely doing so much work here. And the drums have this infectious rhythm that I feel like makes it impossible to sit completely still. But of course, I mean, the lyrics aren't exactly matching the happy groove. I mean, there's something much darker underneath the surface, and that's the Smiths. That's the Smiths again. I mean, beautiful music, uncomfortable subject matter. I mean, this song feels almost confrontational. The repetition, I feel like makes the message feel stronger. It's like the band is deliberately creating this catchy groove to make sure, I mean, you can't ignore what Morrissey is saying. That's clever. That's absolutely clever. And Johnny Marr's guitar, I have to say, continues to add texture without taking over. This might be one of the most musically interesting songs on the album, because if you only listen to the instrumental, you might think you are about to have a great time. Then you actually pay attention, and suddenly you are like, wait a minute, that's the Smiths, and I loved it. Yeah. Moving on to the final song of this album. This one is titled, the title track, "Meat is Murder." Let's take a listen. Wow. What the hell?
Everyone could be human crime. Closer comes the screaming night. This beautiful creature must die. This beautiful creature must die. A death for no reason, and death for no reason is murder. And the flesh you so fancifully fry is not succulent, tasty or kind. It's death for no reason, and death for no reason is murder. And the carp that you carve with a smile, it is murder. And the turkey you festively slice, it is murder.
Wow.
Do you know how animals die? very humbly. It's not comforting, cheery or kind. It's sizzling blood and the unholy stench of murder. It's not natural, noble or kind. The flesh you so fancifully fry, the meat in your mouth as you savor the flavor of murder. No, 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 if it's murder. No, 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 if it's murder. And good is when animals cry.
Okay. Ooh. Goats. All right. All right. All right, guys. So we just finished listening to the title track, the album. And after everything, we've heard, I was genuinely curious how they were going to, end this album. And honestly, this is uncomfortable, I have to say. Very, very uncomfortable. The entire atmosphere changes. The sound design immediately, feels different, from the rest of the record. It doesn't feel like, a normal song. It feels like much more like a statement, and I think that's important. The Smiths aren't trying to make this easy listening. They are deliberately making you confront the subject. The title already tells you, where the song is going. But I mean, hearing the atmosphere, the sounds, the way Morrissey, delivers the words, it becomes much more confrontational, than I expected. This isn't really about showing off musicianship. To me, it's about making you uncomfortable enough to think, and I respect that. Even if it's not something I'd casually put on in the background as a closing track. It's powerful. Definitely leaves you with something to think about. And honestly, I'm sitting here wondering if that was the entire point. Maybe they didn't want to finish with something beautiful. Maybe they wanted to leave you unsettled, and I feel like they succeeded. Yeah, guys, we are done listening to the Smiths Meat is Murder. I have to say, this was a very, very different experience from what I expected. I knew exactly one song coming in, like I said from the beginning, What I Wonder, and because I knew that song, I thought I had a rough idea of the emotional world of this album. I didn't, not even close. This album it's much more complicated emotionally. I mean, it's funny, it's angry, it's bitter, it's vulnerable. It's a bit political. It's uncomfortable, and sometimes it's all of those things. Within the same song. Yeah, to me, one of the biggest takeaways from this album is Johnny Marr. I came into this expecting good guitar playing. I left thinking this guy understands how to create emotions with a guitar. That's different. His playing isn't about constantly showing you how technically good he is. It's about creating atmosphere. The guitar can sound joyful, it can sound sad, it can sound restless, it can sound romantic, even haunting. And sometimes the guitar seems to contradict what Morrissey is actually singing. That is what makes the combination so powerful, in my opinion. The Smiths don't just have a singer and a guitarist. They have two different emotional voices working together. Morrissey's vocals, guys. I have to say, Morrissey is obviously a very distinctive vocalist. There's no mistaking him. But what surprised me was how much personality he puts into these performances without relying on traditional vocal power. This man is not trying to be a powerhouse singer. I love the fact that he's trying to communicate personality. Sometimes he's sarcastic, sometimes he's almost detached, sometimes confrontational, and I feel like that makes the songs feel incredibly personal. Whether you agree with everything he's saying or not, exactly who he's speaking. The biggest surprise for me listening to this album was the contrast. I said that somewhere in the video. The Smiths can actually make something sound absolutely beautiful whilst talking about something painful. That's all over this album. You hear these gorgeous guitar melodies, and then you realize what the lyrics are actually saying. It's almost like the music is giving you something beautiful to actually hold on to, whilst the lyrics make you uncomfortable. That's very, very unique. That's a very, very unique combination, in my opinion. Yeah. Well, I wonder. Yeah, I mean, this is probably the most interesting part for me. Like I said before today, Well, I Wonder, was simply a song I liked. And now I hear it differently. I totally understand the emotional environment, surrounding it. I've heard, the loneliness. I've heard the frustration. I've heard the sarcasm. I've heard the anger. I've heard the vulnerability. So when, Well, I Wonder arrives, it felt heavier. It felt like a moment of emotional release. And that's exactly why I think albums actually need to be heard as albums. Yeah, like I said, once again, context actually matters. My favorite tracks now after, one complete listen. I mean, there are songs that stood out to me the most. Obviously, What I Wonder has to be in there. I mean, this was the song I knew coming in, and like I said, this was a song that actually introduced me to the Smiths. And listening to it, I mean, it's still one of my favorites. But now I actually appreciate it even more. Yeah. Then we have. I'll definitely throw in the Headmaster Ritual. I mean, the opening. That opening grabbed my attention immediately. The guitar, the attitude, the storytelling, definitely sets the tone for everything that follows. What she said. Yeah, what she said. This one really, really caught me off guard emotionally. There's something incredibly vulnerable about it. Then I'll throw in I Want the One I Can't Have. Beautiful melody, relatable emotion, and that classic Smith's contrast between bright music and melancholy lyrics. And then I think I'll add Barbarism Begins At Home. The groove completely surprised me, I must say. The bass line is fantastic, and the contrast between the music and the message absolutely makes it unforgettable. Guys, for my final rating, I have to say that after hearing Meet His Murder from the beginning to the end, for the first time, I'm giving it a hard 9 out of 10. That is just me. And I think this is one of those albums that could easily grow on me, because I know I didn't, catch everything. There are lyrics, I will need to revisit. There are, guitar parts, I probably missed. And I'm sure, long-time Smith fans hear things, in these songs that I haven't even begun, to notice. That's actually exciting because it means I have somewhere, to go with this album. Yeah, that's all I have to say about this one. But as always, I really, really want to hear what you guys also have to say about this one. If, What I Wonder, was the only song, you knew from this album, what track, would you tell someone, to listen to next? And for a long time, Smith fans, what's a song from this album, Meet Is Murder, that means the most to you personally? Has that, favorite change as you've gotten older? And here's the big question, do you think this album is better experienced as one complete, emotional journey rather than a collection of individual songs? Because after this, first listen, I'm definitely leaning towards yes. I loved it. If you enjoy, coming along with me, then hit that like button. And if you're new on here and you enjoy, first time album reactions, discovering classic music and, hearing albums, from beginning to end, make sure, you subscribe, to the channel and keep those recommendations in the comment section. Because, if this community, has taught me anything, it's that there are still, so many incredible music, so many incredible albums that I haven't heard yet. Thank you for spending time with me, and on to the next reaction. Take care and stay safe.